Hey guys, alright, what a day I've had. If you see any mango in my teeth, I just ate mangoes, okay? Didn't even wash my face. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to call this video Celebration of Misfortune. Now, not to say. Anyway, let me tell you what. Thing is, I've been having some, I guess you could call it misfortune. And each time it happens, I say, there's something better that's going to happen, right? So, um, what happened is I was supposed to get some money and I didn't get it on time, and it really screwed my plans up. Like months of planning just got screwed up. Now, I did some work, and because I knew the client was going to process things very slowly, while I was working on the very last thing, it was a series of things, and when I was working on the very last thing, I did up my invoice and I emailed it and I asked both persons in the department who would certify the work to say they got it. They said, yes, we got it. See, I even downloaded the email, and I don't remember if they printed it, but I was like, okay, good. And the thing is, cash flow is important to a business, so I thought, all right, I should at least try and keep the cash flowing from everybody who pays, at least keep it flowing. And this particular client, I knew that the persons who were in the particular department, they always screwed things up in that way. So um, my laptop got damaged. The motherboard got damaged. The shell was already cracked. Somebody had dropped it and really messed it up for me. And while I was working on that client, that particular client, my phone fell, and it was working, but it was moving kind of weird. And then when I gave it to my phone guy, he said, "Yeah, motherboard's like damaged. The main board, as we would call it with phones." So I'm like, okay, here's my plan. I should have always had a backup phone. And I thought, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a spare phone. So I'm going to buy a cheap phone that's dual SIM, so I can put both SIMs in, because for work or personal, I always have two SIMs for two particular networks. So I'm going to buy something that can take two SIMs. It's a smartphone, should have just enough memory to run WhatsApp on both. No major features, just be able to do that and check my emails. And that would be a backup phone. That is something that, regardless of what phone I'm using, it works, and I put it down in a drawer. No major spendings now. All right. So I don't normally damage phones, but I don't know. Last 2.5 years, it's just not been going good. Even though this phone that got damaged, I've had it for about 5 years now. Yeah. So anyway, found the phone, the model phone I would buy. I was like, good. And prior to that, I had found a I'd searched for a motherboard for my laptop. So I'm using a slower laptop to do my work, but my main laptop, I found a motherboard on eBay, and I was like, good. And I thought, let me explore a bit more. And this was prior to finishing that job, that particular client, that job at that particular client. And I found not just the motherboard, I found another person selling the case with the motherboard with memory. So I was like, damn, this is great. This is exactly what I need. I need a case and I need a motherboard. And as a bonus, it comes with memory, even though I have my own memory. So I was like, great, I could just swap the memory out, I buy a hard drive, I already have my own battery, I have my own DVD drive. Uh, and then I would end up with some spare memory in case of anything, or any other laptop that might need some upgrading. So I was like, good. this sounds like a deal. So I had these two things: a phone that I need. I would use it temporarily until I could whether afford or find a model phone that would be my permanent work phone. So I'm like, okay, good. And I found one part that model I found about 6 to 8 types, like in different colors, but that I was like, yeah, this price is good, like really cheap. But the important thing is the dual SIM part. The smartphone features is also something I'd want, because I do want to talk to people on WhatsApp, even though it's just temporary. But temporary can go longer than than we expect most times. So I was like, good, and I was really looking forward to buying those laptop parts. And 2 days ago, I said, okay, I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to go back, check on those phones, because I could get paid today. Well, I could get that money today, right? Because that particular money, I didn't want to spend any other money on this thing. I wanted that particular money to be spent on that. Any other money would be spent on anything else. So I I went all the phones. Apparently they were on sale. It didn't say it was on sale, but apparently it's on eBay. So they said it ended as if it was a sale. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like going back searching for that model phone. Found a few of them, but they weren't as cheap. So I was like, okay, cool. I found some other phones that were close to the specs. Did some due diligence and realized, well, chances are based on the specs, it's going to be a light version of Android. So I was like, maybe not, maybe, and found some other phones that were higher spec but still reasonably cheap. So I was like, good, good. Checked on the laptop, still there. All right, cool. I had initially, when I found it, I had spoken to the seller, got some just to confirm some details. Motherboard, case, keyboard comes with it, memory in it. It didn't say that memory was in it, but the seller said memory was in it. So I'm like, good. Didn't get the money that day, and today I got the money, and I went. Before I did anything for the day, I thought, all right, let me seal this deal. So I went on eBay, and even though I'm thinking, all right, phone is kind of urgent, but doing more productive work is even more urgent. So I thought, okay, I'm going to ignore the whole phone part, because that's something that I have to be picking and choosing. This thing is excellently priced, and I need it. And I went on it, and it had ended. The laptop was gone. I don't know if it was a sale and the sale ended, or someone purchased it, but the laptop was gone. This was a laptop that would have, well, the case anyway, well, the case and motherboard, you know, this would have been what I would have used to repair my laptop. I would have had to buy another hard drive, but no problem. I would have bought a hard drive. I could even take the hard drive out of the laptop I was using currently, put it in there, and use it until I bought a solid state of the capacity I want. So I'm like, okay, good. It is gone. This client just screwed things up. Like, just um interesting thing, it took 8 weeks to process that invoice. 8 weeks. And it was 2 days ago that I checked on it. And within 2 days, it was sold. And I think it's just so screwed up, because I could have, of the 8 weeks, I could have just been given that money 2 days ago, and I would have had those parts. They would have been bought, shipping would have started. I would have, been gearing up myself. Okay, on this day I'm going to do this client, and this client I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to pick up my parts. And naturally, I would have just come straight home and just start repairing. I wouldn't have wasted any time. Now that's gone, and that is more difficult to get because it's not like a newer model laptop. It's not one of those newer models. And the thing is, I wanted to have this working because I had another laptop that I was going to use in the field. It's smaller than this one, and I would have just bought a motherboard for it. And I was thinking, let me seal the deal with this one because this is an easier fix. And they screwed it up. And the thing is, it could have even ended yesterday, but the fact is, I didn't get the money yesterday. If I got it 2 days ago, you know, it's so screwed. It really screwed my day up. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to search before I start covering any other expenses. I'm going to search and try and find another case because I really needed the case and the oh, it's so screwed up. I needed a case, but the case wasn't a big deal. In fact, I was trying to buy a case for about maybe 2.5, 3 years now. Because as I said, I had let somebody use that laptop and they dropped it, and didn't even take responsibility. Interestingly enough, but I I was about to search for. Well, I had started searching because I was just going to just totally forget about the phone for now. I needed to find what I was looking for, find a case, find a motherboard, buy it today, and at least seal the deal with that. Because if it even gets so screwed up, I might as well just whatever money I would have bought a phone with, just put more money on it. Because of course, phones are sold for ridiculously stinking amounts of money. Even trash phones are in Jamaica. Trash phones are sold for prices that I could have taken and just bought a better, way better phone on eBay for, you know. And before I could even do it, the power went. The power went, and I thought it was going to come back because I have one laptop that I use to play podcasts. I use that for like personal stuff, you know, and it died because the battery isn't good, right? And I was there on my work laptop, and I'm like, okay, I can't make this purchase. Based on the time, like the few seconds that passed, I realized, okay, this power is not coming back for now. I have no internet, and it came to me about a thing I was contemplating, which is my dog is like the worst sometimes. I was contemplating a type of makeshift UPS that was more efficient than normal UPSs, and anyway, what I ended up having to do, I was like, all right, I'm going to work on a database that I was working on for a client, and I had some good success while working on it, and I worked on it, did some updates, found an issue